A happy late New Year and welcome to 2021. I woke up a little late on New Year's Day. I was feeling a little dusty. I've heard a lot of people hanging dirt on last year, and personally, I don't blame them. My favourite quote I saw in Hazard China Vlogs. It's a reference to a Fight Club. The first rule about the year 2020 is we don't talk about the year 2020. Although my favourite thing so far is a Christmas tree ornament of a garbage bin lit on fire and 2020 written on the side. Because 2020 was like a bin on fire. Last year was a terrible year, and we all know it. Even though it's easier to look at the negative, I believe it's best to start the new year reflecting and recapping on the good. Taking note of what you learnt from last year, how you've grown personally, and the things and moments that you're most grateful for, which in turn can give you an understanding of how you can approach the year to come. At the start of every year, I try to start a new journal. I then started reflecting on last year by writing up my favorite experiences and the things that I learned. In fact, I'm thinking of making a video about journaling and what you can get from it. Let me know in the comment section below if you want to see this. Before we go on this journey of reflecting on 2020, please give this video a like and maybe even subscribe so that this content can get out to those who may need it the most. Let's begin. Last year was one of the biggest plunges I've ever made. I created this YouTube channel. Since I was going to put myself out there and make myself vulnerable, I figured I may as well do it in my very first video. And so I explained what's brought me to this moment in my life. When I look back at that video, it really makes me cringe and I struggle to sit through it. But when it came out, I realized how the whole world was being vulnerable and everyone was vulnerable. Vulnerable to a pandemic. So I made a video about being vulnerable. It was hard for everyone. We were being told not to see friends and family and to self-isolate in order to stop the spread of the coronavirus. It's still hard for many people right now. Connections are, of course, a very important part of being human. And so we had to find other ways to engage with others. Making phone calls, Zoom chats, speaking over the fence to our neighbours or over the balcony, and in some cases, speaking through a window to our loved ones. Although in many places around the world this is still happening, this was a year where people showed that we are strong, resilient, and show compassion to others who are also doing it tough. Especially our first responders, who have been and still are right in the thick of it. This is a moment where we were all in the arena. And so my next video was exactly about that. How to pick yourself up when things get tough. And stories about those who have survived that in the arena moment. Which made me want to reflect on one story in particular, about a footballer named Adam Goodes. I couldn't get his personal perspective about being Indigenous in this country, so I spoke to filmmaker Justin Reese Grant and what it's like to be a First Nations person on this land. Interviewing someone for the channel suddenly became my favourite part. I believe it's because I was connecting with someone else, and stories are what makes humans so unique as a species. After making a quick video about a breathing technique you do at any time to help you deal with stress, I then decided to interview someone else. Cassandra Barry from Be About Us. She told me how she deals with stress, and most importantly, how she got through the darkest point in her life. I later made possibly my favourite video yet, and one I think is extremely important right now. It's called Opinions. Are you entitled to them? It got a great reception, with a lot of people commenting how it's important to understand the power of an opinion, and how a misinformed opinion can be extremely harmful. One of those comments was from fellow YouTube creator Hazard China Vlogs. Naturally, I wanted to interview him to hear more about his thoughts on the topic, how his story about being an Australian living in China for the past 10 years has made him experience many different opinions from around the world. Which now brings me here to 2021, having learnt so much valuable information and being truly grateful to those who were willing to share their experiences and what they've learnt. I'll now leave you with some highlights of these lessons as well as the deleted scene from the Hazard China Vlogs interview that I promised all his fans.
Really celebrate Australia Day is, I think, we need to celebrate it as a whole. We need to celebrate people who are still here and are warriors. So I think changing it to Warrior Day would be a better suit. And it's not for about the white people because that was kind of thing, but it's a warriors, the people who were on the front lines and died and still try to maintain their culture because they tried and they fought for us to maintain our culture. We are still here today and we're able to say that we are not conquered.
Acknowledge where you're at the time. If it is really messy, then let yourself sit in it. If you've been sitting in the mess for a while and, you know, you've got Dorito stains down your shirt and you probably haven't changed your pajamas for a few days, maybe that might be the time to start taking some action, and asking for help, reaching out.
After everything we've been through.
I think we should start this interview by explaining to everyone what's happened in the past few days, and the reasons why we're live streaming this. And do you want to explain it? I mean, like, I don't know. You explain.
I mean, I'll take full responsibility because I am terrible at technology, and you know, we tried Skype, we tried, I don't know, a few other different platforms.
Yeah, so we tried Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, and we just sort of, the connection wasn't working, and then I realized that my Wi-Fi had a problem, and then after we tried a couple of platforms, I realized that my router had been disconnected while I was trying to fix everything, and then we tried WeChat, and then I was going to record it on my phone, and then, you know, I have an iPhone 10 with 256 gigabytes of memory, and you just, you know, 3 years ago when I bought this phone, I just thought, I'll never fill that up. So I had no idea that my phone was, you know, getting near capacity, and we had, you know, chatted with each other for about an hour, and I realized that I only had 17 minutes recorded. So after 4 hours of trying a few days ago, we gave up and said, let's do it again on Sunday. And now we've got this platform that's working. Yeah. And thank goodness it is, because, mate, it was a marathon on the other night, and I apologize, you know.
Like you said, like, you just got to laugh because it honestly was a marathon. Like, we started at like 7 and then finished at like 11:30 because we went through like so many stages. Like, start on Zoom, and like I've done 2 interviews on Zoom, but then with your connection just didn't work. So let's try Skype. Didn't work. So then, like you said, it was like WeChat, and you were recording it. Mm-hmm. And what happened? Yeah. And then you filled your phone or something. Oh no, wait! You recorded it on WeChat, and that didn't work.
Yes. So I did a screen capture, because I've done that before, where I've done a screen capture, and it also records the sound. But then when I went back and checked, it hadn't recorded the sound. So then we tried another way, where I got out my iPad and we were speaking through WeChat on my iPad, and I was recording myself with my phone, and that's when my memory got filled up. So it was just a series of unfortunate events.
and you're looking at your phone while I was looking at you through my laptop. Yeah. So you weren't actually even like making close eye contact with me. You're like looking like this, answering my questions. I'm like, wow, this is so weird, you know. And then your dog. What's your dog's name? What's her name again?
Maylene. So Mayleen's here. She's annoying me right now with her Pokeball. So today everything is going to run smoothly except for Mei-Ling. So please, anyone who's watching this, please forgive Mei-Ling. She loves getting involved in any kind of video or live stream or whatever that I do.
Yeah, because I think it was just like, it was a squeaky toy, and it was just like squeaking for like half an hour or something. I'm like,
exactly. And so before today, I have hidden all of her squeaky toys. They're all gone.
So good. Yeah.
She only has her Pokeballs left. And hopefully after a little bit, she'll calm down a bit.
Yeah, that's so great. Yeah. All right, mate, let's do it.
Let's do it.
But let's not get carried away here. The focus is on the second part of the myth. Freedom of speech is freedom from objection. Sorry, I don't know what happened. Need some water. Finally, I'm grateful to my partner Sarah, who has supported me since day one, and all of you who have subscribed, all of you who have subscribed, and all of you who have subscribed to my channel and tell me why you enjoy my content, inspiring me to keep making these videos and keep this channel growing.